Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure why it's the standard, but it is the standard, and it is the Mike and Mish show. We're here. What's up, Mike?
Yo, if I can make a quick correction, I think it's Eastern Daylight Time right now, my friend.
Whatever the fuck that means. I don't even know what any of that shit means.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You want to know what's really funny? Today, it got brought up with a couple of guys at work, EDT. They're like, what the fuck is EDT? And I jumped in because I was like, I know what this means. And I told them, and they're like, what the fuck? We never heard that before. You know,
What is EDT?
Eastern Daylight Time. So when you're
what?
Yeah, EDT, EST, it'll change back to Eastern Standard. Funny thing is I didn't even really know that until like Nate Shook had an argument with somebody on Facebook a few months ago.
Really? I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest with you.
So everybody learned something.
Well, we learned something today. You know what I learned today? I'm going to tell you what I learned today. This is fun. So in the military, warrant officers and even regular officers, females, you call them Ms. Whoever, Ms. Mish for my wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, how come they don't call you Mrs.? You're married, right? They said, no, it's not proper. For business, it's Ms. So I Googled it, right? So I looked up Mrs., Ms., Miss. Did you know there's an MZ?
Yes.
Mix.
Yes.
Mix. MZ, and then the person's name means that they do not identify as a gender and they do not identify as a married person. I did not know that, and I was like, oh shit, is that new? I should know this because I'm an EOA guy.
It's somewhat new, but
no, it is fucking not, dude.
It's not
it is
new.
MZ Mix. Person's name has been a thing since the late 1970s.
Oh my god, I didn't know that shit.
Since before I was born, I can't even fucking believe.
It's a big thing nowadays.
Mix Ben is in the chat. Mix Falcon. What's up, guys? Corey Rivera, absent-minded in the house. BK fan page in the house. Swervo Cuts. What up? Oh, we gotta shout them out before we shout out our sponsors real quick. We got a big show. Our first guest is waiting to come on, so we're going to bring them on in a second. We got Ace Samples that's coming on. He's going to be fighting Derek Perez in BKFC 52 in South Carolina. Then we're going to follow him up with the Loco one himself, Tony Loco Soto, who was co-main event on that same card against Kevin Kroom. 2-0 Kevin Kroom against 5-0 Tony Soto. That's going to be fucking awesome. Oh, yeah. And we didn't get to talk to our last guest before the event. We didn't get to talk to him at the event. We didn't get to talk to him after his fight at the event at BKFC 50.
But we talked to him like 6 times behind the scenes.
We just didn't talk to him with a camera or a microphone in our faces. But Andrew Angelcor will be coming on after Tony Soto to talk about his last win and then talk about who he wants next. So before we do that, Mike, let's shout out our sponsor and let's get the hell going here.
Okay, I got you.
You got you? All right.
Yeah, I got you.
You betcha.
Well, would you look at this? It's the best fades and shaves in Cape Coral, Florida. Did you know that, Kyle? The Shave Parlor, Barbershop and Lounge and Studio. I said Barbershop and Lounge and Studio. It says Barber Lounge and Studio. What a dope. Certified Shave Masters, Jay and Omar. They can fade you up. They can fix your beard. Don't walk around looking like a bum. Get over there to the Shave Parlor, 101 Del Prado Boulevard in Cape Coral, Florida. Get yourself looking fresh. Right, Kyle?
Yeah, you know what? I saw Big Ben's beautiful giant head on Facebook Messenger today with a fresh cut from Omar and was looking good straight out of the Shave Parlor. So with that, yeah, well, too bad. Ben, negative 1% owners of this show don't get fucking burned like that. With that said, thank you to Shave Parlor for riding with us. We got a bunch of people in the comment section already on both Facebook and YouTube, and Facebook. So why don't we bring in our first guest? When we talked to this guy, it was after his debut. I don't remember the event, but it was in South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. Yep. He fought Glendale Futrell. He was dropping bombs, lefts and rights on him. He won in the 3rd round stoppage. Let's get him in here because he fired us up in the post-fight interview that night. Ace Samples, what up?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yo.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Let me go ahead. I'm going to make you big on the screen here because nobody wants to see me or Mike.
Yeah. Make us tiny. Nobody wants to see us. Got to get Ace over there. No, over there. Over there, Kyle.
There it is.
See?
There it is.
Look at this guy. There we go.
All right. Hey, what's going on, Ace? So like I said, you just heard it on the intro. You're going in there. You're making your second trip. But the last time we talked to you, it was the post-fight interview after you beat Glendale Futrell, and you fired us up calling out names like Gatwin and Reggie Barnett. And you said, you're not here to fuck around. What's up, dude? How you feeling right now headed into your second fight?
Yeah, bro, I feel great. Let's see. I just climbed out of the woods. I'm country through and through. So if I get off work, I train, I get my time in, and then trying to hit the woods as often as I possibly can. There's something about killing. I'm good with it.
Here I go killing again.
There I go killing again. Well, that's fucking fantastic, dude.
Say about it.
That's awesome. Like I said, man, after that fight with Glendale, we'll talk about that first experience in the BKFC ring with you in a minute. But you were like, you surprised me and Mike when you stepped to the microphone there, and you're like, yeah, I didn't come out of retirement for nothing, which we're going to ask you about that in a second. But then you dropped names like Dat, and you had, and then you said Reggie. You said, I want the belt at some point. And I wanted to bring up the fact that the dude that's about to fight Reggie for his belt is coming off a win over Derek Perez. So you might not be that far away, my friend.
Yes, sir. Honestly, man, the game plan with it was pretty simple. The only reason I don't have that belt on right now is because these guys made it to the belt faster than I did. They were put on cards sooner than I was. Reggie was in BKFC before I made it there. And, I think the world, I'm not a disrespectful kind of guy. I don't mean to demise or belittle or put anyone, I don't need to put anyone else's candlelight out to make mine shine brighter, if that makes any kind of sense. Like, I love all these guys. I just seen Keith and Reggie as I was cornering Joe Elmore last week in Virginia. I had nothing but respect for them. They'll come by and dap it up. What's up, guys? It is what it is. But I don't understand the concept of doing what we do without the mentality of taking that shit over, if that makes sense. Like,
absolutely does.
I don't glove up or put my mouthpiece in without the intentions of being the absolute best in the fucking world. And that's just, I don't understand, like, fucking brain trauma and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting punched in the face with a bare ass knuckle. So in my opinion, for all these new guys that are coming through in the prospect series, and the guys that have came in and they leave and they come back in and they leave, like, I don't understand that fucking concept, bro. Like, I'm to absolutely make my way to the top. I don't have to rush it. And there's always that sportsman side of things where, like, yeah, bro, you give me the microphone, so how do I make David Feldman know who I am first time he sees me fight? I tell him I want his fucking champion. That's how. Like, I don't.
It's funny you say this. It's funny that you're saying this, because Mike and I literally had this conversation earlier today about without naming names, there are some fighters in such a brutal sport as bare knuckle, and you can just look at Joe Elmore. You cornered Joe. He went 5 rounds in a banger with Dustin Page the other night. He just looked like he went through a fucking war. Like, his face was so bad. You saw Melanie Shaw after her fight with this is not you don't play this shit, but there seems to be some guys that sign to just take fights just to be there. Like, I made it. I'm happy to be here. I'm just going to do this shit. I don't fucking get that I don't understand that mind state at all. Like, bro, you just said.
I don't either. And it's like, I'll be completely truthful with you. I'm assuming that, Derek Perez and his camp don't very much know a lot about me. Because if Keith would have knocked me the fuck out, there's no way I would fight me next. No fucking way. Period. There's no way in hell. There's no way. I'd have Andy and Nate on the phone like, look, bro, if you want me to continue doing this, I need somebody that I can have a good fight with. This is not I'm about to start, Derek. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, not in a too cocky or too conceited kind of way. Just, I feel like my footwork at 135 pounds is untouchable. I have kickboxed and done Filipino Kusho for my entire life. There is a difference in my comfortability when I'm in there and I'm under the lights. No, it's like everybody else, bro. Like when fight ahead of you goes out, you get those like, oh shit, like what am I doing? Why am I doing this shit again, bro? I'm 33 years old. I got to work next week. Like, oh my God. But once the crowd is there, once I'm there, once that moment comes in there, it probably scares the shit out of a lot of people. But for me, man, especially me being a suicide survivor, I'm I've gone through stages in my life where I hated life. I still battle that shit weekly, if I'm being completely honest with you. So when you put me inside of an environment and I am given the opportunity to let that shit out of me, referee better do his fucking job. That's what I got to say about it. If he doesn't do his fucking job, then this is not okay. This is not okay.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that you had gone through stuff like that. We deal with that all the time with military stuff. Like suicide is always a conversation. Depression's a real thing. Bro, September was just Suicide Awareness Month, so it was a big thing for us. Can I ask you, without going too far in the detail with that side of your life, was that why you stopped fighting in 2016? Was the gap between 2016 and when you came back, is that when all that took place, or was it before that?
I have no problem. For me, talking about those kinds of things is my, you guys give me a stage that I can reach the world for. I don't know if you noticed on my BKFC shirts that I had made last time, my slogan is hashtag semicolon, keep it rolling. One of my best friends, Glenn Ibarra, it doesn't matter what kind of day I'm having or when I call him, he says, hey, big dog, listen, you're blessed. Keep it rolling. Always keep it rolling. And for me, semicolon is the international symbol for suicide prevention. And I firmly believe, don't you dare put a period where God put a comma. Stephen Furtick said that the absolute best. So we roll with that slogan, man. It's like, if I can reach out to 2 or 3 people or one person or hundreds of people that see me on a worldwide stage and they're just like, damn, like, okay, that guy looks like he's got it made. Like, he's got a beautiful girlfriend, he's got a gym, he owns a youth wrestling academy, he gets to hunt, he fishes, he travels. It on the outside, and like you guys understand this, it looks fucking great. You know what I mean? And then you lay in your bed at night and you're like, why am I sad? You're like, shit. And you don't have anything to answer that. It's like people ask you, like, dude, what's the problem? Fuck if I know. I don't know. So I just choose to fucking glove up, put my mouthpiece in, and put the work in. But it's weird how, like, as I'm given the opportunity to let that shit out of me, it just makes me happy. And it's one of those things where it's like, I've lost some friends to suicide. And I was, March 29th is my birthday. March 29th, 2016. I walked down into my basement at my house. I had my boxing ring set up down there. I untied my slip rope. I hung myself. And Ashley, my wife at the time, just happened to come back down there, cut me down, resuscitate me, took me to the hospital. Wow. I don't remember hardly any of that shit. And then they put me on medicine that I was completely against, and it completely backfired. I tried to hang myself again. And like ever since then, man, it's just been one of those things where, like, I never know what kind of day I'm going to have. I really don't. But I've got some amazing people, like Erin, my girlfriend, Brandon Bouchard, Joe Elmore, Paul Amaro, like my best friends, Glenn. I've got so many people that they know me well enough to look at me and not be like, dude, get over it. Motherfucker, you think I wouldn't just get over it? That's why I hunt and fish all the time. Like hunting, fishing, fighting, friends, and family. There's your F's.
There it is. Did you get away from all the meds? Is that because I could tell you that in my family, I had, my older brother had problems as well. And the medications were fucking him up way worse than they were helping him. And he ended up getting off everything. And you know what, though? The one thing that that keeps him stable in life is weed. It like he got medical marijuana, and like from there, he's been like a normal functioning, awesome. He was airborne, air assault ranger, sniper. He was like fucking super soldier. But when he got out of the military, he didn't know what life was. All he knew was that. And like he tried a couple times, and then he went away to this program and he got off of everything. And then he got smoking weed, and it wasn't even smoking. He's like vaping or dropping drops or like, there's all kinds of different shit. But
keep them kind of even,
Yeah, he lives
doesn't
in
want to get blasted, but.
So I'm a big believer that those medications that they pump into people that fight depression and suicidal and ideations, I think those things are fucking toxic, personally.
Bro, yeah, like if you look at all of our mass shootings or kids that fucking snap, those kids been doped up since they were like little. Mom was like, God, my kid has a bad attitude. I should give it medicine. No, you should whoop your kid's ass. That's what you should do. Like, I know there's no right or wrong answer. And at the end of the day, every human being is built different. I feel like the biggest problem in our world right now is we live in a society where we send 10 to 12 kids inside of one classroom with a teacher that's making minimum wage, and their idea of teaching is based off of how we teach our military. Our military are adults. They are adults. You can teach 20 adults how to do something. You cannot teach 12 adolescent children from a drug abused home, they don't learn the same. Like for me, I own a youth academy. Like that's this is where I'm at, bro. Like this is me all day, every day.
Nice.
I've got my girls team just won Coach Carr's folk style and freestyle nationals. I mean, I'm surrounded by youth. That for me is my medicine. You know what I mean? Like having those kids, and then truthfully, man, talking about it with people like you. One of my biggest things is like I can't be a hypocrite. Like I can't. It dwells in me. I can't be like, listen, you can't shoot yourself, and then me fuck around 2 months from now and be like, oh, you know what? I had a bad day at work. Because now all 200 people that I've been like, listen, you can't do that, are going to be like, well, fuck, Ace, give up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
yeah.
Live off that now, and I always know that I've got people that I can turn to all the time, and that's what Joe and I were just talking about the other day, man. Because I ended up my game plan was he fought Friday night. Saturday, Aaron and I were going to get up and we're just going to come on back home, and I was going to get ready to finish out my fight camp. But he shares the same situational depression that I do. And it's like, even if we win, like I know right now, I'm going to starch Derek's ass. Sorry, Derek. Bad choice picking me, big dog. I'm going to starch your ass. And then I'm going the next morning to the Greenville Country Music Festival. And I'm going to be there Saturday and Sunday and Monday. But I know Monday, once I leave and I come back to the real world, I'm going to be one just mentally strained guy. The highs are gone. They're over. And it's like, all right, what now? So I'll either go hunting or fishing, or I'll get on the phone with Feldman or Nate or somebody and say, look, still that fucking guy.
Yeah, let's get going. What's the next one?
Yeah, I need a purpose right now. And it's when I retired, man, I spent a lot of my 2016, I stepped away, and I really tried to devote a lot of it to building Ashley's career. Her and I got a divorce this past year, and which is, we're both much happier now, separated, but I can't imagine where I would be had I never stepped away.
What was her career that you were building? What did she do?
MMA. She was a 115-pound national MMA champion.
Oh, wow.
Moved into her pros, and just, if I'm being honest about it, complacency just kind of, the relationship between husband and coach and her complacency with effort, it just took a bad fall too quickly for, money, honestly. Take the wrong fight for the right amount of money. And it's like, I blame a little bit of that on me. I blame a lot of it on her. But at the end of the day, that chapter of my life is closed. It's over with, and it's in the past. But I sit here now and I'm like, damn, bro, like I'm a grown ass man now. And even when I spar with Joe, a lot of people know Joe dropped my ass probably 4 or 5 weeks ago. I went out to Atlanta and was sparring with him and the guys at Georgia Pro MMA, and bro, I'll be honest with you. I get fucking dotted. I don't really realize how hard I turn the heat up sometimes. I'm a solid 135 pounder. I walk at like 152, but I'm strong. I'm country strong. I work every single day. I have worked and cut wood and chopped wood and thrown watermelon, and like I am country through and through my whole life.
And you're a wrestler, Ace. And you're a wrestler and you're a wrestling coach. And like we have talked about this on the show. I wrestled in high school. I didn't go any further than high school, but I put a wrestler's grind against anybody else's in the planet. I went to basic training in the Army and they could not fucking smoke me. They could not smoke me. They tried to kill me like they try to kill every soldier. But I would do push-ups until the fucking drill sergeant would throw up because I was a wrestler, and I know that you got that in you, that there's a different mind state in a wrestler, and you got that going for you as well. The fact that you talk about being retired and coming out of retired and you're only 33 years old just fucking throws me off, dude, because I'm 40. I'm about to be 42. I've been in the Army for 22 years, and I'm like, man, I wish I fucking retired at some point. 10 years ago. That shit's crazy to me.
Yeah, in my brain, when I say the word retirement, I say, I'm still gonna struggle financially, but when I think retirement, I'm like, I'm over the like, holy shit, I don't feel like running 5 miles, 5 a.m. Like, oh my God, this is honest to God, guys. This is my day almost every day. I get up, I drink coffee, I own a gutter company.
Gotta have coffee.
I'm right outside in my truck, loading up my 18-foot Vino's fucking trailer. I'm going to go pick up 28s, 32s, and 40-foot ladders all day long, 40 feet in the fucking air. I'm going to wrap a house in gutter. I'm going to try and get that shit done as fast as I can to rush back to this academy to teach my youth class. That's from 6:15 to 7:30. 7:30 stop. I drink my protein shake. Aaron will make me a smoothie. My kickboxers show up. We get the fuck down. We have a major rule in my academy. You don't go from a badass to a baby or a baby to a badass, because either way, Coach Ace is going to make you my bitch. Like, don't get mad and then start crying when I fucking break you. And then don't start off crying and then get mad because I'm not letting you up. Like, there's just like, either way, my dad's told me that my whole life. You go ahead, boy. Be a badass. Turn into a baby. I'm gonna make you my bitch, and you'll see that. So I'm usually not even done with my work. I say work coaching day until like 9:30. And my best friend Paul Amaro, when he found out that I was fighting again, he called me and he was like, "Yo, how you doing mentally?" And I was like, "Bro, I'm straight, bro. I'm kind of struggling." He was like, "I tell you what, I love you, bro. If you'll get the plane ticket, I'll go one way right now, and I'll be by your side. Period." So I bought the plane ticket. Paul flew out here from Reno. He was here in 3 days, and he lives in my camper outside of my gym right now. He's with me day in and fucking day out.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah, man.
We're going to get a prospect card. He's got untouchable amounts of fucking cardio, bro. Untouchable.
He's on the next one, or you're gonna get him on one? Is that what you said?
Andy and them, and get him on one as soon as we fucking can. He's just a dog, man. Like,
shout out to Andy Hall too. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Andy's the man.
Andy is the man.
Yeah, Andy's tried to get me on the House of Blues and Warfare for the longest time, and I was like, nah, bro, I'm not really fucking with it. I'm not doing it. And then I
couldn't talk you into it, huh?
And in Bouchard, and Andy was like, "Bro, everybody's asking me how I got you on a card." And I'm, "You didn't. I'm not doing that shit. You're not punching me in my face with a bare fucking knuckle. It's not happening." And he was like, "Oh, we'll see." But I've had reconstructive surgery all over my face, bro. My face is all the way rebuilt. Like, it's
You're ready to go for the title now. Before it was no. Now it's like all the way to the top.
I'm gonna go fucking hunting. Like, I am. Like, there's no point in fucking around. There's just not, dude. Like, I've got kids that I like to see, and like, I don't want my girlfriend to go through the fucking just turmoil of having to see me just swole shucks. That shit hurt for me to look at Joe the other night, like I stayed with Joe all day Saturday. I ended up going through Charlotte. I had on all my BKFC gear. Me and Aaron had on her fan shirt for me. We went all through Charlotte. I met a few cigar sponsors. I met some different people downtown. I promoted the shit out of myself because at some point BKFC will be in Charlotte, and I don't know. That's just what I do, man. When I'm in a big town, I throw on my gear in the fucking streets. Like, I need everyone to know that if you see BKFC, you're like, dude, that little fucking brown guy right there. Some guy walked up. He was like, "Oh, that's your Mike Perry? And I was like, no, bro. Like, you're uneducated. I'm fucking tiny compared to Mike. Like, but appreciate you. Just the other Brown.
You just saw the logo and assumed you were Mike. Yeah. That's crazy. Hey, and for anybody that didn't see Ace's first fight, he fought Glendale Futrell a few months back in May. I think it was back in May in Greenville. Beautiful place. I'd never been to Greenville before.
Yeah,
we had a great
BKFC
time.
42.
Dude, every time you stepped in, you would step on the inside. You would step inside on him and land a left hook. And if he moved, you'd hit him with a right hook. And like the shots that you were landing on him were all power. And you gained a fan out of me and Mike that night, and then the interview afterwards even more. And now this interview right here, I can't imagine that anybody wouldn't be cheering for you on BKFC 52. Derek Perez, like I said, he did fight Keith Richardson last fight. Keith beat him and is now fighting Reggie for a title. So the question is for you, and we won't keep you much longer because we're going to bring Tony Soto on pretty soon, but you win over him. This will be your first fight at 135. You fought Glendale at 145. You told us that night that your new home will be 135. You walk around 152. 135 is an easy cut for you. You're here now. You get a win at 135. I'm not sure that win catapults you right to a title shot or anything like that, but is there anybody after him? Is it still Datwin? Is Datwin the guy you want?
Bro, I don't give a fuck.
You don't give.
That's the most honest answer I can give about it. Like if nothing more, I need Nate, Andy, and Senior to please just hear my views of it. I'm marketable. I do my job. I push my ticket sales. Any town that I'm in, anywhere in the country, I'm going to do my own promoting. I don't need the flyers. I don't need the promotional things. I love all these podcasting. I'm going to go and do me because that's what I've done since I was 11 years old. There's no way you get known without going out there and getting known. I'm going to do my job. Just tell me what I need to do to get to my belt. That's all I need. I'm a student. That's what I am the absolute best at in this world. I am a student. And for me to be a good quality student, I need instruction put in front of me. And with instruction, I'm going to need a hell of a goal at the end of it. So, yes, Derek's ass getting starched. Sorry, it is. I believe Keith and Reggie are going to have a good fight. In my personal opinion, I think Keith is probably one of the best 135-pound dogs in the world. I have mad respect for Keith. And, like, it makes me smile because, like, I me and Keith, we chat online and, like, we're cool. And, like, I think him and I both know that at the end of the day, like, me and Keith fight, bro. And I'm telling you, that's a fucking barn burner.
That's a fight of the year right there.
It'd be hard to beat him and Tank, though. Like, it's like, Justin's the homie, too. And, like, they fucking war, bro.
Yeah.
War. The only difference with me and Justin is Justin relies a lot more on his legs, which are fucking lethal. And I was forged in the fucking fire, my dog. Like, I'm good in there. Like, I was built in the darkness. I'm okay. If he cracks me, I'm okay with being in that pocket. I am loving the shit out of that moment. And I know, Dick Rick keeps fucking hands up. That's just on it. I want that KO check at the end of the night. Mr. Feldman, I want that knockout bonus. I never bro. I'm not ever trying to go that distance and take brain trauma and shit. But if I'm going to, it'll be when I see Keith for the belt.
Yeah, like most guys say, we don't get paid by the minute. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to get that fight of the night bonus. You'd rather have the knockout of the night bonus. Ace, I can't imagine that anybody would watch this interview and not want to tune in on October 20th and see you fight Derek Perez. We're going to wrap this up with you. We're going to play a game real quick. 4 questions. It's a game called Ace Have a Sample, all right? This is for Ace Samples. We're going to give you 2 options of some wild-ass fucking food, and you got to tell us which one you're going to eat, all right? Here we go. Ace Samples have a sample of chocolate chip cheeseburger or chocolate and cheese pizza.
Wow.
Fuck.
So that's chocolate chip cookies with a cheeseburger in the middle of
Oh,
it.
gross. Okay, go ahead, Mike. And what was
Right? 2 cookies and 1 burger, or do we have 1 burger with a cookie in the middle?
Nope, 2 cookies and a cheeseburger in between.
Oh, I'm going that route. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, there you go. All right, number 2.
All right, apple pie with mustard or cheesecake and ketchup.
Oh God.
Oh yeah,
I use a lot of mustard when I'm catfishing, so I'll go with apple pie and mustard.
Dude, I'm going apple pie and mustard
That's
all
like
day.
Spices, right?
That's all day. Number 3. Here we go. What's the number 3? Hot Cheetos and milk or Reese's peanut butter cup and pickle juice?
Ooh, Reese's peanut butter cup and pickle juice. I'm a bitch when it comes to hot shit, bro. Like, you want to see me? Give me some hot fucking wings. Brandon, say I hate that.
I actually meant to put warm milk too to make it even worse. But
there you go. Last but not least, go ahead, Mike.
Scrambled eggs with Sour Patch Kids or oatmeal with black licorice.
Scrambled eggs. I'm pretty sure I've ate that a few times.
With
what?
Sour Patch Kids? You've eaten scrambled eggs with sour? All right. That's fucking awesome, dude. Thank you for playing them. Dude, Ace Samples, thank you for this great interview. I got to tell you, man, you are a man of great character, and we became a fan of you that day on BKFC 42. Now we're like super psyched to get down to South Carolina and see you in person again. Once again, we'll meet up at the weigh-ins and whatnot, and we'll talk to you after the fight. Mike, what else you got for Ace?
The very last thing we have is we have this picture to give away. So basically, the first person to say what significance, and we talked about this earlier, that September held, right? What month was September? What significance did we talk about? Put it in the comments. First person to say gets to sign Ace Samples photo, courtesy of BK Extreme BK Fans page. So thank you, Ace. Pleasure to talk to you. Can't wait to see you fight. We'll be in South Carolina. So,
any last words?
There's no harm, no foul. I'll see you fools on the line.
All right, brother. We'll see you soon.
All right,
later, man.
Later. Awesome guy, man. Awesome guy. Fucking Ace Samples. I enjoyed talking to him back in Greenville, and that was a great interview with him right there. Anybody knows what? Yep, there you go. Whoever the first one was
is Rick
Caruso. Rick Caruso. Slick Rick. Suicide Prevention Month is the correct answer. There it is.
A lot of people got it quickly. Oh, it was.
Dude,
it was
you know what? Rick Caruso's got a hell of a fucking collection going in his house.
Hey, he does.
All right, let's go ahead and bring our next guest on.
Fingers.
He's been waiting a good amount of minutes here. I'm apologizing to you, Tony. Our guy, Tony Soto, taking on Kevin Kroom, BKFC 52. He looks like he's got a dark screen. He might be driving in his car. Here he is, Loco Soto.
Doc, we can't really see you.
Yeah, you made me wait. Now you got to fucking wait. I'm over here driving home. What's going on?
Oh, what are you doing?
It was 7. It was 7 minutes, Tony. It wasn't.
Yeah.
7 minutes too many.
Am I ever late to you guys? Never. But
Never.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing? I'm almost home right now.
Well, Tony, we're doing good. It's been a minute since we had you on the show. You are currently 5-0, and you are currently coming out. You're coming out on October 20th, and you're fighting a guy that you kind of called out last time we talked to you on the show. You said Kevin Kroom's name was one of the ones that you wanted to fight.
Yeah.
We didn't know if that was the direction that the BKFC was going to go. Maybe you did at the time, but you have that fight now. And what are your thoughts about this? Did you know before the last time you talked to us?
Apparently his management didn't think this fight was smart for him, and then apparently he wanted to fight me, so he accepted it. He's like, yeah, I want to fight him. So, we were scrambling around looking for some other possibilities. Bobby Taylor was a possibility. And that was pretty much who else? Like, think about it. You guys even talking about it with this guy over here. These guys are 2-0, 3-0, getting fucking title shots. I'm over here 5-0 with my fucking dick in my hands. But
yes,
I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna keep fighting. You guys love seeing me fight. I love fighting. So let's keep fighting,
I cannot see a future that when you win this fight that you don't get a title shot. I cannot see. Like, there cannot be a 6-0 fighter on the roster. Now arguably number one in the division, right? You're number one in Knuckletown rankings, on bare knuckle rankings. I don't even know, but they're all over the place sometimes. Number 3. Yeah. And so if you win again here, right, you would imagine you'd be one across the board no matter what rankings you look at. So I cannot understand why they wouldn't give you that. Is there a reason? Did they give you a reason why they didn't give you a title shot this time around? Or was it just you wanted Kevin Kroom and you were calling him out? So
I'm like I said, I'm just here to fight, bro. Like, I'm not gonna be the crybaby fucking little bitch. These guys, oh, I deserve a title shot. Oh, blah, blah. Like, fuck it, bro. I'll just fight. Like, you know, I started off doing this, like, when we first started talking, oh, it was great as a hobby, it's a passion. You know, now I'm looking to take it to the next level. I'm actually, you know, I'm transitioning. It's a new job, you know, to have more time to train, got a whole new camp. Like, I'm taking this shit more serious than I was before. And I mean, this is like a whole evolution of the growth of my bare knuckle experience and fighting journey.
You know, it's real quick, Kyle, before you ask him your question. I kind of liken what you did to my career. Like, I have a full-time job with the military, right? And there was a point in my career when I hit my 10 years, and it's like, am I going to stay in the military or am I going to get out? And at that time, I was like, I'm getting out. I'm looking to move to Florida. I'm going to look at all these things. Long story short, I ended up saying, fuck it. Not the best plan right now. Bought a house. And I went from like way at the top all the way down in the slums. And then I was like, well, I'm going to stay here. So I might as well make the best of it. And now I'm on cloud 9, you know, I'm doing the best that I can. And I feel like you were on this show a couple of fights ago and we were worried that your career was done because you kind of seemed like, I think I'm out of it. Now I feel like you're now you're
and you know that kind of comes with the whole contract situation. You know, not everybody likes signing a contract 2 weeks before a fight. You know, I like being prepared, knowing who I'm fighting. But you know, this time around, this was you know, the contract was signed, you know, over 6 weeks ago. I've had so much time to prepare. Like, literally just finished sparring. Me, Jeremy, and Micah just finished sparring tonight. Like, the whole camp is phenomenal. Like, everything transitioning into this bare knuckle, you know, journey is going well. Like, even like the whole switch of my camp, the whole mental state, the whole everything. I mean, dude, I'm in such a good place. Like, you guys didn't even know this. Nobody know. I don't make public. I don't shit on any gyms. I don't talk like that. But, you know, where I was at the time was just a dark place. There was no real love. It was more, I'm going there just to train. You know what I mean? Now it's like, I'm going somewhere. There's love. There's fucking brotherhood. There's fucking, like, it's just a whole new, I don't even know how to say it. Like the Little Mermaid said, it's a whole new world. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, bro. Like, I feel great, man. Like, I mean, this is the clearest, the happiest, the most ready I've ever felt, bro. Like, legit. Like, you motherfuckers thought I was throwing punches before. Woo-wee. Can't wait to show you guys this time, man.
Tony, I wanted to ask you, what do you hear? What is the state of the lightweight division right now? Like, what's with Palomino? I know he had a couple surgeries. He's been out for a minute. He vacated the 165 title because he wasn't going to be back in time to defend that. He's been out for a little bit now. What is the state of affairs in the 155-pound division? Because people are asking in the comment section, like, how soon after you win this fight do you get a title shot? The question is when is Palomino going to even be around to defend the title, or do they end up taking the belt off of him and having people fight for a vacant one like they did with 165?
So what I think is going to happen is, I think he is going to vacate it because, like he said in his last post-fight interview, which I found absolutely disgusting, that he's looking for the big money fight. He played it safe in that fight, and he's trying to fight, you know, the big guys. You know, he's not trying to fight nobody, no names. So he's looking for a big check. He's looking for a big fight. He's not looking to really, you know, be a fighting champion and defend it, you know, for somebody like me, especially, you know, I beat one of his stablemates. So I think he feels some type of way about that as well. So, you know, you got to think about it. Is he running from Loco or isn't he? That's the question.
So you said you left your, okay. Well, I'm on that story needs to get played out because I'm wondering, because after that fight, like you said, he kind of like made himself look bad.
He rubbed a lot of people.
He made himself, he painted a bad picture there, saying that he gave like 60%, and it wasn't a good look. Now, but then he ended up like having shoulder surgery and foot surgery and shit. So he's out for a minute. I'm wondering how that plays out. But let's rewind back a few minutes. You said you left your job and you got a new job.
Transitioning. Yes.
No, we did hear that you were transitioning, but I didn't know we were talking about work.
Oh shit! Yeah, man.
What are you doing now?
You know, I'm keeping my options open. That's what I'm doing. It's not really public information, but yeah, I'm keeping my options open, and you know, I'm doing other things. You know, anything. You know, I gotta just keep making money to provide for my family, man. And
yeah,
you know, not to rub it in people's faces, but I am the third highest paid 155er in the division. So, you know, it was also. Let's just say this: my 3-fight contract was enough to let me be like, okay, I could take a break from this over here. So
nice. Congratulations on that,
yeah,
dude. I know that's what you were. But you didn't want, you know, fight to fight. You wanted multi-fight and a decent amount of money, and you were and you like Mike said earlier, you were willing to just walk away if you weren't going to get what you had. So you stood your ground. You got paid. So good for you, man. Now
it's a blessing.
Now, you were recently interviewed by, I believe it was Matt Kohler at BKFC 51. You were in attendance. You talked to Matt Kohler, and he asked you about your fight coming up and who you would want to fight afterwards. And your answer was like music to our ears as fight fans, but it really did take me by surprise. You said, I would be willing to wait on a title shot. I want to fight Brian Duran, right? You said it. I can't believe it. Brian Duran went down.
But I've been saying that. Like, you know, like it's nothing old. It's just, you know, he says all this.
It add a little bit of spice because it's between this fight and like a title fight. So that's like I really want to fight you even more than getting the title type of thing. So I think it added a little flair to it.
Yeah, like Mike just said, like you're basically on the doorstep. You're knocking at the door of a title shot, and to say that you just have beef that you want to fucking settle with this guy, that was pretty awesome. Talk about that fight and the fact that he's down at 145. You think he'll come up to 155 and do this with you?
Well, he's talking about meeting at 150, but I'm trying to think, like, why would I do that? You fought at 155, you fought bums, you fought some dude at 160, 165, something like that. So you can meet me at 155, bro. I don't like the guy. The guy's he's just a false person. He's not a real guy. Like just watching him speak, it's like watching a fucking woman yell. Like every time he's talking, he's yelling. Like interviews, his little videos, he's fucking yelling. He's like, I don't know. He's like an abused woman, bro. Like he needs to. I don't know, bro. I don't like the fucking guy. I went nose to nose with him at Myrtle Beach. I told him, and I told Ryan Perez, get the fucking contract. I'll fight you next. Nothing happened. Okay, so. You know, it's not like saying that I won't, because Scott Farley, my manager, knows. You know, Nate Shook knows. They all know I want to fight that dude. Like, I don't even. It doesn't even have to be in the ring, bro. Like, I don't care. I don't like him. If I see him, it's on site, bro. I don't like that fucking dude, bro.
Wow. Yeah, I'm surprised that you would want to do that, being so close to a title shot right now. But all respect to you for wanting to settle a beef that you have.
I don't like somebody. I don't like him. You know what the fuck? What are you gonna do?
You might as well get paid to fight him, right?
He does not like you too, so that makes a pretty good fight and probably a pretty good build up to a fight too. If I do say so myself.
Now, Loco, if you know, after Kroom, if a title shot is not on the table and Brian Duran's not on the table, is there anybody else? Is James Lilly a guy that you want to fight? Is Bryce Henry? Would a fight with Bryce Henry be something that would interest you? This kid is, 6'4" and really looking really good.
That dude's fucking long. Yeah, he's a hell of a boxer, man. That'd be a shit. That'd be a hell of a fight, man. I don't shy away from a fight. I just find it crazy. He had 2 fights at 155 and he's already ranked, fucking 4th. It just blows my fucking mind. But it is what it is. It took me 4 fights in the 155 division to even become number 5. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not here to pick fights. I'm here to put on fights and have a good time. You guys know I don't say no. Like you could go through the messages between anybody and everybody. I was even trying to fight Andrew Yates to save one of my fights and meet at 160 at one point. We were going back and forth because I just want to fight. Bro, I love it. This shit is. You guys met me at a fucking bar. I'm like, yeah, punch me in the fucking forehead. Like, you guys know I'm fucking nuts, bro. Like,
yeah, I know.
Come on, like, I'm not over here, like. Yeah, exactly.
We've told that story many times, man. Punch me in here, throw a jab at me. I'm not doing. No,
Throw a
I don't
jab.
want to do it. You know, like just
Yeah,
watch
but
watch
like,
what I do with my head. Fucking nuts.
oh yeah, look at that fucking head. But yeah, like this whole camp right now has just been really good, man. Like I can't wait for you guys to see my buddy Micah the Machine. He's making his BKFC debut. He hasn't fought in a long time, and he's coming back to do this. This is like his, he felt like this is his calling. The dude's a fucking machine. He looks like a huge version of Bobby Taylor. Have you seen him?
What?
He's fucking huge.
No.
I did think he was Bobby Taylor in a picture at one point.
Yeah,
I was looking at it and I was like, well,
Yeah.
he was calling him out. I said, and now they're training together? What's going on? I think they're just a friendly match.
Yeah, but it'd be like that sometimes, just because, you guys are buddies, if you're just saying weight division, hey, it's a fucking sport. You both got to make a check, let's put on a show. There's nothing wrong with that,
Sure. When is he fighting?
Same card, baby.
He's on that card?
Who is he fighting?
I'm looking around.
Oh, I can't. Come on. What are you doing over here? What are you doing, Kyle? You're over here trying to pull strings. I'm watching you.
We're fucking dude. I'm looking at the card right now, Tony,
there's
and
a couple
I
of
don't
open
see
spots
him.
there, though.
Yeah.
But
1, 2, 3.
This is one of the things.
Like,
I will say this: we are 16 days away from this fight. This
15
fight card.
days away from weigh-ins.
15 days away from weigh-ins, and that your friend's fight has not been announced or put on the card. I don't understand how someone can get sponsors and make a little extra money in their pocket for the fight if they don't.
It was the last second.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. My bad.
I just think that they do that. They do it a lot, though. They wait until like a week before the fight to announce the rest of the card, and that always just throws me for a loop, dude. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, I've been there, went through it, but at the end of the day, they have been taking care of me lately. So at the end of I got to worry about so that's number one right now. I've put the work, I put the sweat, put the blood, put the tears. But I'm really excited for this fight. I think.
Let's talk about Kevin Kroom for a second. He's fought twice. You've got to take a look at him twice in the BKFC ring. He has a lot of MMA footage out there that you can watch. What are your thoughts on Kevin Kroom? I know that you're one of the most confident people that we talk to, and you feel like you're going to run through him like you always do. But what about Kevin Kroom interests you? Why was he one of the names that you said you wanted to fight?
I just have a thing with a lot of these ex-UFC fighters thinking that they can just come to BKFC and just be like, okay, I'm coming here for a big check. I'm going to come beat up some of these guys. It's like guys like Lorenzo, guys like me, who like come from just, you didn't even know who the fuck we were. And we're here. And we're building a fucking organization and a sport where these guys just come over here and they have a name from other organization and they think that they're supposed to get pampered and they're supposed to get the red carpet. Like, nah, bro, this is my fucking house. So he's coming to my house and I'm gonna show him what the fuck it is, bro, because it's my house. So it is what it is, man. I just don't like a lot of UFC fighters coming over here. It's I don't know. That's just my opinion on it.
Do you
see a little disrespected?
Yeah, I
don't
totally
ever fucking disrespect me.
Don't you ever disrespect me?
Don't you ever disrespect me?
Don't you ever disrespect? Do you see him bringing a fight to you the way, like, say, Tyler Goodjohn did? You guys went to war for 5 rounds. You pulled off a decision win over Goodjohn. Goodjohn's very salty about that one. We could talk about that for hours if we wanted to, but I was kind of going to leave that alone. But do you see Kevin Kroom coming at you in the same way that Tyler Goodjohn did, or do you see it playing a little different?
No, I think he's gonna come in hot. He's gonna come in hot, but I'm used to that shit, bro. I've told you guys before, when it comes to pressure, I make diamonds, baby. And this time, I'm not gonna be sick. Luckily, knock on wood. Knock on wood, yeah, for real. I have a different camp. Training's different. The work is put in. Cardio's through the roof. Running on fucking altitude, running up mountains, training on the top of the mountains, like everything's different right now. I mean, I don't think he's going to give me anything I haven't seen. He's got a really awkward style, but it leaves him open for so many fucking combinations that I throw. Like, look at Tyler. He was a more, sound striker and boxer, and I fucking lit him up like a goddamn Christmas tree. Like, he's talking about another guy who fought Chevy Bridges, which I have nothing against Chevy Bridges, but, he really didn't show a good, striking background. He just hit him with a left hook and dropped him. He fought that other dude and side saddled him and worked the clinch the whole time. So I really haven't got a chance to see his actual striking, But and I've been talking with Tim Elliott, and Tim Elliott is really excited for me to beat the living shit out of this guy.
Why?
Mikey.
You know why.
You know why. Don't you ever disrespect me.
Don't you ever, you know why.
What happened?
Hey, you got a red hot division. You got a bunch of guys in there. You got Palomino and Lilly and Bryce Henry and our next guest, Andrew Angelcor as well. You got Golden Boy Yates that you said, but Bobby Taylor's in the comments right now. I think he wants you next. He feels a little disrespect. He says, "Don't you ever disrespect me asking for a title fight when you haven't beaten nobody ranked." So that's basically what he said.
That is what he
said. Oh God, that sounds good. Sounds good, old man.
Yeah,
much love, Bobby Taylor. You had your shot.
Okay, he didn't exactly say it like Nims, but I tried.
You added it. It's ad libbing. Yeah, you did all right.
I did all right. All right. Well, hey,
it's all good. Listen,
let's not
opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. You know what I mean?
Man, well, you know what? We get excited to see you fight anybody. So if it's Bobby Taylor after Kroom, if it's Lilly, if it's Palomino, we're tuning in no matter what. But BKFC 52, this man right here is taking on Kevin Crash Kroom.
Yes.
Kroom's 2-0. He's 5-0. This should be a banger. I'm excited to see what you bring in with a new camp and a new gym and a new team. So we're gonna ask you a question. We're gonna ask you 4 questions in a game called Four Loco for Loco Soto. Four Loco. It's just four questions for Loco. Here we go. Number 1, what do people do at airports that make you loco?
Oh my fucking God. I absolutely hate when you're at the airport, right? And you're waiting to get online, and then people who got that ticket that can go in front of you and all that shit, and they walk with their fucking noses up, and then
you mean Mike?
Yeah, that fucking guy. But it busts my chops when you finally get to your seat, and God forbid you're sitting in the middle, and then you got some fat fuck that wants to sit next to you, and they smell like a bag of salami. That shit fucking kills me, bro.
I know what you're saying. Listen. Everybody runs up. That's what I hate when they call and everyone runs up. They all get all
How about the oversized bag trying to slam it into the overhead compartment, and we sit there and we sit there.
That bag.
Mike will be like, "No, it's not going to happen. Give up.
Yeah,
don't do
I
it."
do say that. I do. I like to do that.
I'm that guy trying to jam that shit.
Yeah.
Number 2.
All right. What do people do at the gym that makes you loco?
They don't clean their fucking gloves. If you're sparring with somebody and like not my new team, but old team, you sparring with somebody, their gloves smell like fucking 10 cans of shark shit, and they're putting that shit in your face, bro. It's horrible. Clean your gloves after training. Hit it with the Lysol. Hit it with the wipes. That shit. Don't just leave it in your bag, and it smells like the fucking Grim Reaper's asshole. It's disgusting.
Yeah, you don't want to give somebody fucking ringworm in their lips.
All right, Mike. Tony. What do fighters do that make you loco?
Think that they can fight when they can't. That shit kills me. Like, bro, motherfuckers be like, yeah, I'm a fighter. Oh, I respect anybody who steps into the square circle. Listen, if the fucking price is right, I guarantee there's an old guy on the block that'll step into it. Not everybody's a fighter, okay? You have to train like a fighter. You have to live like a fighter to become a fighter. You're not all fucking fighters. You're just fucking guys who go to cash a check. That's all it is.
Yeah,
I
hate when people call everyone champ. Oh, it drives me nuts.
Hey, take it easy, guy. Take it easy.
Drives me nuts. They used to be reserved for champs. Now a guy who's 0-15, they go, "Oh, you're good, champ." What? Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
He's good at cashing the check. I cashed that check. Fuck
All
out of
right,
here.
last one for you. Last one, and we'll get you out of here.
What do drivers do that makes you loco?
Bro, I could punch the phone right now. Listen. If you don't fucking signal, right? They don't signal. But then, right when they're in the lane, they signal. You ever seen that shit? Or you've seen somebody, you're driving behind somebody and they just fucking almost come to a dead stop and then go to signal? Bro, oh my God.
Dude, Tony,
Oh,
listen to this. And Mike, I think I told you this. So last week I'm pulling up to work, right? And I'm pulling on the street and I got my blinker on to take a left into the work parking lot. But there's a car that's like, 50 yards down the street from me. So I figure he's going to go by me and then I can take a left. This fucking dude slows down, and then bangs a right into the parking lot after I've been sitting there with my fucking left blinker on, and I'm like, "You cocksucker!" It was a young fucking soldier. It was a young soldier in a 4-door sedan, and I'm not gonna say his name, but you know who the fuck you are, you fucking.
you know who the fuck you
tomorrow.
are.
Don't you ever disrespect me. Anyways, the signal lights are key. All right, Tony. Last words for the audience. Why should they be tuning in to see you fight Kevin Kroom on BKFC 52's card October 20th? Let's go.
The true question is, why wouldn't you want to see, me come down with a new robe, a new crown, going out there and just putting on a fucking show, man. I'm the most excited I've ever been just to go and put hands on somebody who actually deserves it for once. This is going to be, I'm saying right now, this should be one of my best performances, and it's not getting past the second round. And if Luis is ready by December, let's go.
Maybe a big card in Texas or something like that they're talking about.
Maybe something.
Or something like that.
We gotta get him off Florida. We gotta fight on uncommon grounds.
Hey,
there you go, Dallas.
There it is. Yep, or Brooklyn, New York. Let's go. All right, man. Thank you very much, Tony, for coming on here. As always, you're always a great guest.
Listen, I'll come on you anytime, brother. Appreciate it.
Come,
great.
Yep. You can, come on, Mike and Mish. Okay, we'll see. We'll see you in 2 weeks, right?
You guys have a good one. Appreciate you.
Later,
All
brother.
right. See you later. Hey, Kyle.
What's up?
Real quick before we move on to Angelcor, who is waiting so patiently right now. I let him know we're going like 8 minutes over, and I think we went like a little bit more than that.
No, we went 12. Sorry.
Yeah, what the hell? That's 4 more than 8. Anyways, we have this signed Tony Loco Soto photo. Okay, you like that little rhyme? Poet didn't know it. Check this out. If whoever can name the person, this might be a little tough if you don't watch the show often, or maybe you don't know this little tidbit. At BKFC 17, we met Tony Loco Soto, who introduced us to Tony Soto.
A great question.
I can say this is a former BKFC fighter. Hasn't fought since. Go. First person to name it, I'll let you know.
That's a fucking fantastic question. Who introduced us to Tony Soto? Drop it in the comments. Win yourself a picture. And his signature circles his nipple. I don't know if you guys noticed that. But anyways, hey, we got our last guest of the evening who's been waiting patiently. He is now 3-0-1 in the BKFC. He brings fight of the night type energy every single time he steps in there. This last fight didn't make it out of the first round. BKFC 50 out in Denver. He's the man out from Barstow, California. Drew Angelcor. Oh man, I don't want to be big, and I can't.
What's up, man? How are you? Oh, hold on. I think you're muted.
Let's unmute him. Can you unmute him?
No.
Right, can you hear?
Yeah, there we go. Perfecto.
Mr. Angelcor, how are you, sir?
Phenomenal.
You're a little low right now. Your volume. Almost can't hear you.
Now, can you hear me now?
You're very, very muffled. Very muffled.
How about now?
Oh, that works perfect.
Way better.
Yeah, I think maybe something was covering up that microphone. You sound good now.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna have to hold my phone.
So hey, I said it earlier when we were introing the show that we did not get to talk to you with a camera and a microphone in front of our face at all before the fight or at the fight or at the weigh-ins or after the fight. We did talk to you throughout the time. Nothing was recorded. So
I know.
it is absolutely necessary to get your ass on the show and talk about your performance at BKFC 50. You made a call out, same guy that was just trying to call out Tony Soto in the comments here. Dude, talk a little bit about that BKFC 50 show and how you felt getting rid of your opponent in that first round.
I mean, I don't get paid by the hour, right? So, like my coach says, get in, get my check, go home. I knew that after my subpar performance in New Orleans, where I waited too long to pull the trigger and ultimately, got the draw that I deserved, I knew that I was never going to let that happen again. And I told you guys that off camera, and I said it in every interview before the fight that I was going to come off, the line firing, and I didn't want to let him get comfortable. And I mean, that's who I am. You guys saw my first 2 fights. Fight of the night with Timmy Mason. I came at Van Vo, got the knockout 3rd round. Like, that's who I really am. I don't know what happened in New Orleans, but it'll never happen again. So that's what you saw in Denver.
Was the fight in Denver? Did you have a full camp for that one? I know a couple times you fought on short notice. Was this plenty of time, plenty of notice before this one? Did you get a good camp in?
Yeah. So just to be clear too, for any of the bullshit bots and people that have something to say about me fighting a nobody or a debuter, I originally signed a contract, and I still have the contract with his name on it for proof. Was scheduled to fight a former professional boxing world champion, and that's who I agreed to. So 6 weeks out, I knew that I was going to have the fight of my life. So I was in camp preparing for that fight. And then, he had other plans about 2 weeks before the show. And luckily, Brett Hudson stepped up. So props to him for stepping up and allowing, giving me a fight, because otherwise that would have been like my 3rd show that I got sidelined because someone didn't, they pulled out. So my original opponent was a former world champion. So I don't even know what the original question was, but I did have a full camp. That was that. So I was getting ready for him. He pulled out. So I just, my manager, Shane and Ryan said, don't trip. We'll find you somebody. Stay in the gym. And I did, and they did. And there it was.
Are you not allowed to say who your original opponent was? Can I guess?
Was
it Alvarado? Was it Mike Alvarado?
Who?
No.
No. Who you say? He was local.
Local, yeah. It was Mike Alvarado. Is that who it was?
He was local. It would have been a good fight, but he would have brought a lot of ticket sales. It would have been a great name on my resume.
Oh, damn,
I had
man.
a lot of respect for him. And so who knows? Maybe one day we'll dance. So I don't want to tarnish his name, because I still would love to fight him.
I didn't know too much about your opponent that stepped in and took the fight, but I can tell you that he looked like somebody who stepped straight out of a prison cell and was ready to fucking murder everybody in the room. We saw him at the weigh-ins, and I'm like, Jesus, look at this fucking guy, man. He looks like a scary individual. But you went in there, you were chipping away at him in the first round. I think you cut him on like the first punch of the fight. Like, he was bleeding within the first 10 seconds of the fight. And you just kept chipping away at him. And then finally you got that doctor stoppage. I'm sure that you're happy with the early victory, but do you guys, as a fighter, are you happy when a doctor stops it, or are you kind of like butthurt and would rather have put him down with your hands?
Yeah. So selfishly, initially, I was upset because, of course, I want to get, let him keep going. Let me get, the highlight reel knockout. Let me put him away in a spectacular fashion. It looks good. It's, the fans want to see it. But of course, as a decent human, it was only going to get worse for him. So I understand, like, it wasn't going to get any better for him. If it was anybody else, I would have wanted a war. Like, let's keep going. Let me really put you away. If it was like a ranked fighter or a big name fighter. I mean, the guy was debuting. It was clear he wasn't on my level. So, let him go on to his family.
You had a chance. I told you this that night. You had a chance to go full heel and fucking when they started booing, when the doctor stopped it and the crowd started booing, you hit him with the fucking Hulk Hogan for like a half second and they booed louder. You should have went full fucking like, let me hear it. Yeah. Like it would have been great. I would have got you some serious heat.
What you didn't see off camera was as they were walking me out, a young kid walked up and asked me to give him an autograph, like the back of his ticket, I think, and I was signing it. and all the VIP tables are right there at ringside, and they're all drinking, so of course they're more lit, and they're all screaming like "boo!" So then I look at them and I was like, "Cali, baby," and I banged California on them, and then they were like, "Fuck you," and started going crazy, and they're like, and then I started playing into them. I was like, "You don't mean that, you don't mean that," and then I started playing into the crowd, and they were like, "Fuck you, Cali," and so. It was all right. But then I got out in the crowd to watch the rest of the fights, and they were real cool. They were like, "Man, ignore those people. You did your thing. Can we take a picture?" Like, the majority of the people were actually cool, but initially I beat the Denver guys, so of course they did their job and booed me.
Well, you got the Cali boys in the comment section shouting you out. We had a couple of our buddies from California out there, Absent Minded and Falcon in the
I
comments.
met them, I think. I believe I met them.
Long beard.
Yeah, I think they did a music festival at a show I did down with the hydroponics deal. If that was you guys, leave something in the comments. I'm pretty sure I met them though.
Yeah, you're probably right. That sounds about right for them.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, comment.
Big rockers.
If that was you guys, say something because I'm pretty sure I met them. They're a band, I think, and they did like a festival at one of my sponsors. Shout out to Ronnie and Hydro Direct, by the way.
It sounds about right, to be honest with you. I mean, these guys are awesome. They went. That's the second Denver event they went to. They're huge fans of BKFC. They're huge fans of you. They were like, "Oh, we need to meet Angelcor," So
I believe I did.
So we'll wait for that. It was if it was music, it could have been us. Yeah, they're dropping things in there, but they're not. I don't think there's any confirmation there. But anyways, you came out there unscathed. The only blood you had on you was his blood on your knuckles. Beautiful picture, dude. Legendary picture.
I have them right here. I'm pulling them up.
Yeah, that was some BJ Penn shit right there. It was fucking awesome. I'm sure you're gonna get that shit blown up and hang on your wall at your house or something. Oh my god. You got it, Mike?
If you're watching, we already said make that a t-shirt. People say we got to make that a shirt. So look out for the Guerrilla Warfare shirt with that logo.
Yeah, the Legends Never Die shirts with that on it. That shit is tough as hell, dude. You look great. Like I said, you look great. The only blood you had on you was his. Are you looking for a quick turnaround? Are you trying to get on another card? Absolutely. Have you had any conversations yet?
I'm sure most of you guys have seen me and Bobby Taylor have been going back and forth on social media. Respectfully, of course, I'm not a disrespectful trash talker. I don't have to. My skills do all the talking. People will watch me fight because they know I bring the fight, so I don't have to disrespect anybody. With that being said, I already I called Bobby Taylor out, or the potential Bobby Taylor fight out back when I fought in New Orleans, because I fought with him and James Lilly on the undercard of that, and I wanted the winner. But I had a shitty performance, so I didn't deserve it after that. But I took care of business last week in Denver, so now I'm absolutely due for a top 5 fight. Like I'm not the guy that's gonna pick a bunch of nobodies to build my resume like that. I'm a real fighter, and for me, I couldn't. I understand it's cool to have all your people hype you up, and those people don't know any better, so they just see 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, and they think you're awesome. But if you're a real fighter and a real man, you fought nobody. You shouldn't be able to brush your teeth and look in the mirror and feel like a real fighter if you fight nobody, if you don't challenge yourself. So for me, I would rather fight Bobby Taylor, James Lilly, or one of the top dogs and go out on my shield than fight nobody and get this false confidence. You know what I mean? And the fans want to see it. So with that being said, I've called out Bobby Taylor. I've tagged him in a bunch of stuff. I made a recent post that said the loser has to shave the beard. So he agreed to it. He said he doesn't back down from a bet. So, he actually tagged me in the post that Nate Shook posted today about the Utah fight. And he tagged me and said, this looks like a good place for us. And which I said, of course, let's go. So
that's not far from Cali.
Exactly. That's what I said. That's pretty damn close. I'm sure I can get some people that are willing to drive up there.
Fuck yeah, dude. I would love to see this fight.
The minute they open in Vegas, I'll sell the show out. I'm 2 hours from Vegas. So as soon as they open up over there, I'm selling that show out.
Jesus, man. I'll tell you right now, you've looked great in the BKFC. The one fight that that you're regretting, the one that went to a draw, you admitted that wasn't your best performance, but every other one, you're exciting. You're in one of the best. You're in some of the best shape. I mean, not to sound weird, but it seems like your whole life is in a fucking gym. I've never seen a guy stay in shape so much. But that 155 division has a bunch of killers in it, and like a lot of them are busy, except for the top ones that you said, like Bobby Taylor, James Lilly, and Luis Palomino are the three that don't really have anything going on. Bryce Henry just fought. Kevin Kroom's fighting Tony Soto. Tom Shove just retired. So I mean, Andrew Yates just broke both of his hands in 150 in BKFC 50. He would be a fun fight for you. I think Andrew Yates is told us at BKFC 50 that he's going to try to make a home out of 155. He wants to be there from now on. So I'm saying like you got a lot of options. Hopefully this Bobby Taylor fight comes through though. That would be fantastic.
I don't see why it won't. I mean, he just saw in the comments, he said, let's do it. And, we messaged each other. Shit, me and James Lilly, we became friends after the New Orleans deal when we met. And we've already gone back and forth and said, respectfully, I think he said, I would be honored to shed blood with you, mate. And then I said, hell yeah, and then we'll go out for eggy bread after. So him and I have already declared that it's inevitable, that we'll fight one day, me and James Lilly. The way I see it is, if you are one of the best in the division, you're going to fight the other best in the division. I mean, there's just no way around it. Like, you can't get to the title by fighting nobody and then just show up as a champion. Like, you have to fight the best. So I am one of those top dogs at 155. And so then other top dogs where eventually, you get a bunch of alpha males and you're going to have to, weed each other out respectfully. I'll fight all of these guys and, I don't drink, so we can go out for, go out to the water after or something. But I have no problem setting a friendship aside and giving the fans a hell of a fight, and then being friends right after. I mean, that's just, I'm a professional, right? Ask Ryan, I'm a professional. I always make weight and I'm always on time.
I know you said that you want a top fiver, right? And you wanted to fight one of the top dogs. I would say that the rankings are the most aggravating fucking things in the world. When you look at the top 5 in your division right now, nothing against Howard Davis. We love Howard Davis, but Howard Davis belongs at the number 1 or number 2 spot at 145, not 155, where he resides at number 5. Right. It doesn't make any sense to me. When a guy like yourself is 3-0-1 in that division, and a guy who's fought once in the 155-pound division or maybe twice lands himself in the top 5 of your division, doesn't that go up your ass fucking sideways? Like, do you even take him serious at all? Do you take the ranking serious at all when you see something?
After that, no. And how HD is my boy. He knows it. That's my dog. But here's why I can't even wrap my mind around it. He's literally up next for the 145 title, right? So why the hell are they going to let him occupy the 5th place ranking in the division he's fought once in against a nobody? Like, he's about to run 145, which he should. Like, that's the man at 145. Again, I respect Howard Davis, but he'll tell you he's not a lightweight. That's my weight class, right? And so let us fight it out. So that pissed me off, and that's when I was like, well, shit. Even James Lilly, we were going back and forth. He was like, he even said it's bullshit. What are they doing? Who's making these drunk ass ratings? So it is what it is. I can either complain about it or I can do something about it. And with that being said,
just keep knocking people down.
Yeah, give me another fight. Bobby's ranked number 2. So the way I see it is, I'll beat him and then I'll be number 2. Isn't that how that should work? But I can't complain about it. I'm willing to work to get there, and I will. And so again, I'll do what I got to do. There's a show. I'm injury free. I told my manager they should fly me out to the show that Soto and Andrew are on in case one of them don't make weight or one of them gets a tummy ache and has to pull out. I'll fight one of them or both of them. And so, but yeah, I guess there's allegedly a show in Dallas or somewhere in Texas. I'd love to get on that. Utah, December 3rd. Let's go right up the street. So there's some cards coming up. It doesn't make sense not to put me on. The people I got momentum behind me. I'm a fun fight. I'm a fun fighter to watch. I'll fight anybody. Like, what are you doing by not putting me on? So let's go.
I mean, it sounds to me, I don't know if I'm speaking for anybody here, but Bobby Taylor versus Andrew Angelcor in Utah is happening. We just booked it.
Yeah, right, I mean, me and Bobby have pretty much already done the work ourselves. So like, let's go,
stamp it. You heard it. You heard it here. October 4th, 2023 Andrew Angelcor versus Bobby Taylor, December 3rd in Utah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
signed that shit.
When it happens, I'll make sure to give Mike and Mish the credit.
You get all the credit. You guys been fucking putting in the legwork. We're just trying to like put the bug in their ear a little bit for you.
They know, they see it. Like I'm tagging them in the same shit I'm tagging Bobby in, so they see it, you know.
And I know that Ryan and Shane are probably on their case too. You know what I mean? Like those guys hustle. So you got guys in your corner that are gonna fucking hustle for you. And Andrew Yates, we talked to him, and like he I didn't realize that he signed with Slaughterhouse Management as well. And like he said that like it's a whole new world right now with him. When we talked to him out in Denver, he was like, "Oh man, it's been fucking great." I'm with a company that focuses on us, that is not trying to manage fucking 300 different people. You know what I mean? Like they have their core and they fucking go to war for their core, and he loves it there. And you're rolling with the same people, so. I mean, good for you, man.
He's sitting at the winner's table now, so that's what happens. You know what I mean? When you leave the nerd table and come sit at the cool kids table, that's what happens.
The nerd table.
Yeah.
The nerd table. All right. Well, hey.
Ryan told me I was sitting at the nerd table when him and I met, and then I left the nerd table. And
Noids.
Yeah.
That's fun. That does sound like something Ryan would say.
It does. It really does. I can hear him saying it.
Yeah.
Now you're at the winner's table. Well, dude, I got to tell you, man, you impressed once again out in Denver. One of the best cities to impress people in front of. They all come out there. It's one of the loudest places you could ever fight at. You look great. Awesome. You moved to 3-0-1, and I hope you get that Bobby Taylor fight. We got to find out, though, if you're true to your name, are you an angel to the core? And we got 4 scenarios for Drew Angelcor. Are you an angel to the core? Here we go. Number 1 scenario: you find a wallet containing $5,000, so $5,100 bills in that bitch. But also, but also in that wallet,
you can't even hold that shit.
Yeah, I know. But in that wallet, there's a card that has an address on it that says $1,000 reward for the return of this lost wallet. Do you keep the $5,000 and ditch the wallet, or do you return it for the $1,000 reward?
All right. So here's the thing. Here's a very important factor to consider. When I find the wallet, am I by myself, or is there someone there to hold me accountable?
Somebody could have seen you.
If I'm with my wife, I have no choice. I have to return it because my wife is a square and she doesn't play that. So, if my wife is there, I return it, no questions asked, and I still get $1,000. If I'm by myself, I don't know. If it says return to some kid, I don't know.
Listen to this. I was telling Mike earlier. So I asked
Sounds like a devil to me, not an angel.
Drew, I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, and my wife's standing in the kitchen earlier tonight, and I read this question to the 3 of them. My 12-year-old goes, with the quickness, he goes, "Oh, well, I take the $5,000 out, and then I keep it and return the wallet for the $1,000 reward and be like, there was nothing in the wallet when I found it." So now I got $6,000. I was like, God damn. And then my younger son goes, I would just take the $5,000 and ditch the wallet. And my wife in the other room was like, well, I was going to say return the wallet for the reward until I heard Jackson's thought. And now I'm on board with him.
Yeah, man. Hey, he should run for president. He's got my vote.
Smart kid, I'm telling you. All right, number 2, scenario 2.
All right, scenario number 2. The government has called for a 24-hour purge. Do you lock down with loved ones and ride it out, or do you go out and take part?
Oh, no. I lock my wife and kids down safely, and I got to take care of business. You're tripping. I got a hit list, man.
My God. Oh, my God.
He's got
even it out here.
He's got some shit to take care of, dude.
Oh, for sure.
I think I'm with you on that.
Who's first on your list?
No. Don't answer that question.
I can't say it out loud because then they'll know if the purge happens, they'll hide.
All right. Now, the third
Just
scenario
tell them you
for
want
you.
to team up. That's all. Be like, me and you, we're going to be a team.
All right. Angel to the core. You get a one-time use of a time machine. Do you go back and monetarily set up your future, or stop something that negatively affected our country's history?
Man. I got to look out for the team on this when I go back and make sure Joe Biden doesn't become president.
You know what, Mike?
America.
Yeah, Mike goes, listen, everybody's fucked anyway. I'm going to take care of myself.
That is what I said. I said, you want to know what? Everyone's just going to ruin everything anyways. Even if I save it, they'll find a way to mess it up. So you know what? I'm just take care of myself. Let humanity ride it out themselves. I can't take care of everyone.
Well, I was already selfish with the $5,000, so I'm $5,000 up. I feel like I should take care of the country now.
Yeah.
He's an angel. He is a true angel. Here we go. And the last one for you. Last scenario. Go ahead, Mike.
And your boy tells you he committed a pretty large crime. Pretty large. Days later, you see someone else has been arrested for his crime. Do you tell your boy to save this innocent person, or do you keep your mouth shut? What do you do?
I do what I've been taught to do, and I mind my business. What crime?
Don't get involved. It's the last and worst thing that you will ever do. It's just so horrible.
What are you talking about? What crime? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I said that to Mike earlier today, and he's like, God damn, you know how many times that's probably happened?
Yeah.
Where you like somebody knew their boy definitely robbed this place. Then 2 days later on the news, you see that this poor dude's getting fucking perp walked for a crime he didn't commit. And you're like, that was definitely definitely
not good. Okay, well, I was going this way. Yep, not paying attention to this. I didn't see anything.
You keep your mouth shut. That's what you do.
Yeah, you hear me?
All right. Well, Andrew Angelcor, you are
Andrew, not angel to the core.
I would say he's about.
How did that play? I feel like 2 hours the devil, 2 hours an angel.
Yeah, I would say you're halfway there.
I think it was 3.
Well,
that last one could have saved you, but you said keep your mouth shut. The right thing was to save the guy. I think that was the right thing, right?
I don't think so.
Depends on who you ask. I
That's
guess.
right. Exactly. Right.
I think you're halfway. You're halfway, Angel. Drew Angelcor, you're undefeated. You want Bobby Taylor. That's gonna happen in Utah. Any last words for everybody that's paying attention right now?
Man, as always, Barstool, stand up, man. I appreciate everybody that's got my back. You know, shout out Gorilla, Slaughterhouse, Ryan and Shane. Shout out to my team. Shout out to Victory Fitness. You know, all my sponsors, all my coaches, everybody, man. Shout out to the BKFC giving me this platform. Shout out to Mike and Mish. Thank you guys. Shout out to my wonderful wife, who holds it down 24/7 so that I can pursue this dream. And then, shout out to the real guys that step up and give me fights, because a lot of you guys, you're not as tough as you pretend to be. So
there you go. Drew, thank you for coming on as always. Yes. I wish we would have been able to get an interview at BKFC 50, but everything's so fucking crazy and hectic at those events. We get what we can. We'll get you at the next one, and hopefully we hear some fight news soon, brother.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, man.
Take it easy.
Later.
Take it easy.
Later. There he is. Drew Angelcor. Half an angel. He's a half an angel.
60-40%.
60-40 devil.
60.
You know what? Yeah, awesome guy. Awesome performance. I hope that he gets that Bobby Taylor fight, man.
Let's do this.
That one.
Are we listening?
That one's a good one for sure. Did we get a winner on the Tony Soto?
Yeah, we did. It's Howie Atherton won. Now, it started off with who introduced us, Mike and Mish, to Tony Loco Soto at BKFC 17. This person fought in the BKFC, did not fight at BKFC 17, but after his first fight, which was just happened to be at Knucklemania, the first one, never fought again. I gave another hint. And another hint. The other hint was he was supposed to fight at BKFC in Orlando on the Adams versus Kleckler card. And then I gave another hint. He was replaced by the guy who won the first signed photo tonight. See how that came?
Good hint. Oh,
yes.
Good hint.
He was replaced by him, and Howie got it right. It is the geezer, the green-haired geezer.
Is his hair still green? Is it green right now?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think it's been green for a while, actually.
No, well, that's fantastic, man.
Yeah, I put a lot out there. I'm so surprised. Ben said he gave up. I mean, what is that? Unbelievable. But that was the answer. He is the one who introduced us to Soto. And if anybody knows the history between Brandon Lambert, BKFC, Mike and Mish, and Tony Soto, he doesn't talk to any of us anymore. But we're still friends with Soto. We don't have an issue with him, but he doesn't like.
You know what? It's funny too, though, because like
fault because he said something about Soto and then he got mad.
Whatever.
So that's what happened. Anyways, that was the answer.
Don't be so fucking sensitive.
What the hell?
Here's a PSA.
You can't even say facts anymore.
Here's a PSA for everyone. If you can't read facts and just take them as facts, because they're actual facts that you can look up and read statistics that they're actual facts, and history has happened in a timeline.
Yeah.
And you can't handle that fucking truth, then you're way too sensitive to be out in public.
You got way too mad. That wasn't even a mean comment. It
wasn't even mean at all.
But anyways,
it wasn't even mean at all. And then I got invited to suck his dick. That was weird.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't suck his dick. No,
you got invited though. I mean.
Yeah, but he said you can suck my dick, and I said, "Oh, I don't want to do that now."
You can do a lot of things. I
mean, I just wanted to be friendly, I guess. But you know what he said to us that night, though, when he introduced us to Tony, he said, "You need to talk to this dude." He said, "Tony, this guy's a fucking animal, and he's gonna do some big things in this company." And Tony ended up talking to us, and we ended up talking to Tony, and we were like, "Well, we got a podcast. You should come on and talk about it." He was like, "I don't do podcasts."
Yeah.
He's like, "Fuck that shit. I don't do podcasts. I don't fucking do podcasts." And then what's he do? He starts his own podcast.
Yeah, he made his own one.
He came out with us. He got the itch, and then he had
he got the scratching.
Oh yeah. Anyways.
Yep. Okay. So next thing that we need to talk about right now, we need to give out. And this is very important that we do this because listen, for as many people think, okay, that this gentleman who is a very important gentleman in this industry, people think we talk to this dude all the fucking time, which is really, really funny. They think he runs the show. Some people say he picks our guest. However, my very first message to him today ever was like today. I have never texted or messaged him till today. It's a completely empty screen. Yep. So we will be giving a huge happy birthday to the president and founder of the BKFC, Mr. David Feldman. Thank you for everything that you have done for us, for everybody that's in the comments who probably doesn't watch just because they like me and you. They probably like BKFC too, right? So here we are. He gives us an avenue. You know, one thing is he gives us a lot to do, and his company has helped us tremendously, and we owe them a debt of gratitude, right? I love it. I love covering the fights. I love doing our thing. They are completely hands off. Nobody even we contact them to ask them questions. That's how hands off. Like it's so insane now. People would think, but happy birthday.
It's the truest thing fucking ever. Like we never talk to him, but he's super friendly with us when we do see him at events and stuff.
Nice guy.
Happy birthday to him. Hey, Swervo Cuts in the comments. Omar said dope Sandlot hat. This is my son's Sandlot hat, and he asked me if I would wear it on the show because he fucking loves the hat, and he was like, "You should wear it on the podcast." So I wore it. I love it. And I also wore their jiu-jitsu shirt. This is Simmons Jiu-Jitsu, Chris Simmons. Shout out to Chris. He's got the he does it out of a church. So he does the black, it's got the Jesus black belt.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Fish. Yeah. And on the back, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says I think it says like keeping jiu-jitsu.
Keep churning. Yeah, right there. Keeping BJJ, and then you just block the words with weird. Keeping BJJ weird since 2009.
Yeah. So Chris is a very high level jiu-jitsu guy.
Do you have to go to confession after doing it?
I don't think so, dude. And it's funny because my kids are getting really good. Like they're getting pretty good. They're like really getting the love for jiu-jitsu, and they want to go more often now. And Jackson was impressing the shit out of me the other night. I went down there and I was watching them roll, and he was rolling. And anybody that does jiu-jitsu knows that like a little guy can roll with a big guy, and fucking it doesn't make a difference. He was rolling with a kid that was like significantly bigger than him, and he ended up the kid was like tossing. It was a little rugged at first. The kid was tossing him around like a little fucking rag doll, but he ended up turning into a rear naked choke, getting in the mount, crawling his way up to the fucking dude's armpits and getting him in an arm bar and tapping him. And it was pretty cool. That was very cool. And he's been dealing with a bully on the bus. So I said, hey, why don't you invite the kid to jiu-jitsu? Tell him, everybody that, some of the kids that roll over at fucking, at jiu-jitsu. Why don't you take your ass down to the mats Monday or Wednesday or Friday or whatever fucking day you want to do it. And we'll see how tough you are. See what he says. I bet you the kid doesn't go. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like anybody that wants to do it. So shout out Chris.
That's how it always works, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's been dealing with the kid pretty well. I think it's over. Invite him there, kick the bully's ass. That's what he did. So you want to hear a funny story? I'm going to tell a funny story. The kid is older and he bullies on the bus. So he was like talking, he was saying this bullshit to one of the other kids, and my son stood up and said, that's enough, shut up and sit down, to the kid. And then another kid stood up and said something to Jackson, and Jackson said, you shut your mouth too. Right. And he said it basically like ended like right there. So the next day, Jackson was like to his friend, we're going to sit further back on the bus. We're going to sit closer to these kids. So they sat one seat in front of them the next day, and the kid smacked Jackson in the back of the head, and he turned around and bopped him with the book, hit him with a book. and then
gave him a little knowledge.
He gave,
boom! Never do
him.
that again.
Yeah, gave him a little knock with the book, and the kid didn't do anything back, and then his friend was like, hit him back, and then he didn't do anything. Since that day, there has been no problems on the bus between them and those kids. And I was like, well, that worked. But I did say, if he ever fucking steps up and does some dumb shit again, just invite him to jiu-jitsu and then choke him out or fucking take his arm, do something.
Then maybe you'll be best friends.
And then you'll be best friends afterwards. Then he'll fall in love with that sport, or he'll fall in love with jiu-jitsu, and he'll be there every week, and you guys become best friends, and then it's all over. It's usually what happens.
I don't look forward to that happening with my kids, and I do look forward to it because I'm very intrigued. I really wonder what my youngest will do, because she's a bit of a beast. If you watch this show, you know that I have a young 4-year-old daughter that is a little different than other girls. I don't know what it is about her. You have 2 kids. Whoever has 2 kids, 2-3 kids out there, I mean, you pretty much you do maybe the same things with these kids, and somehow they get a little bit crazy. Like my second kid is an absolute savage. I don't know why. I have no clue. This girl's got a 6-pack. Like and she gets a little tense, and she's got a 6-pack. I'm like, Jesus. Yesterday, I'm teaching them how to ride 2-wheel bikes, right? That's it. We need to get them off the training wheels. So she's blasting around on her bike. I got Brooklyn. I'm pushing her. I'm going back and forth. The entire time, she's kamikaze pilot into fucking Brooklyn's bike. At any time she could, I see her coming out of the corner of my eye as fast as she can pedal, just wham. And Brooklyn's all nervous, like, oh, I'm going to fall. And this girl's just 4 years old. She's just running.
T-boning her.
Yep. Just boom. Her 6-year-old sister just never giving her a chance. Like anytime I let go, here comes Bristol just to ram. And I thought it was funny. I thought, this is cool. This is kind of like Paperboy from Nintendo. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. No, and there's people in
afraid of anything.
There's people in the comment section that are like Swirl was saying that I hope my son builds a love for combat sports. He's only 10 months old. I can't. My kids all play other like regular sports too, but like usually, like most kids, they start off with like traditional karate or whatever. So they got into that. They're in boxing now. They're in jiu-jitsu now. They're still doing all of that. So, well, Nolan's not doing karate no more, but KMA has been a great place for my kids. Whaling City Boxing has been a great place for Nolan, and Simmons Jiu-Jitsu has been great for both of them. So the kids both kids have like ultra confidence in themselves. They're respectful to everybody. They stick up for themselves. They stick up for their friends. And I don't know, like, I feel like I may have raised them to be that way, but I think that being in places like that also have instilled that into them. So anybody out there with kids, get them into combat sports, dude.
Do it.
Awesome. It's fucking awesome. Anyways, hey, tomorrow night we got 2 guests. We got Cameron Van Camp, former UFC fighter, MMA fighter, coming. He's going to be making his debut at BKFC 52 against Jeremy Holloway. So that's going to be a banger. We're going to talk to Cameron Van Camp tomorrow night, and we're also going to talk to Brandon Bushaw with the Bushaw Army down there and in South Carolina. So he's going to be fighting on that same card as well. We'll talk to both of them tomorrow. And guys, we're going to give away a ticket to BKFC 52. Do you have the graphic, Mike?
Yes, I do. I will bring it up right now.
So our friends over at the Extreme BK Fans page, Russ and Country, always coming through. Check that out right there. Section 105, row 9, seat 1.
Even bought the ticket under a fighter's name to give him some.
Yeah, he
credit.
did it. He went under.
These
look at
guys.
that.
I'm telling you, they
He
just
went
do
through
the right thing all the time.
He went through Reggie's link, gave them a little burn too. So
Look at that.
if you want to get your ass to BKFC 52,
where we will be,
yeah, and if you win this ticket and you want to get together with us, we'll buy you a drink, or we'll have a good time down there.
Yeah.
Make sure that you are tuned into the show tomorrow night and give yourself a chance to win this ticket. And tell all your friends, if you guys got friends that are in the South Carolina area or North South Carolina area, Georgia area, that want to make the trip to South Carolina. I don't think any of our friends up here in the Northeast are going to even give it a shot, but tomorrow night we'll be there at 9. We'll be on at 9 o'clock. Talk to Cameron Van Camp and Brandon Bushaw, and we will give that ticket away. So make sure you're there for that. And shout out to the Shave Parlor, of course, for sponsoring our show. We love you guys as well. And Mike, what do you hear? What do you say? We got a show tomorrow, but we got to work in the morning.
What do you hear? What do you say? Let's end this one. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Do good things. Help us out. Help you out. Spread the word. Everybody needs to know about BKFC. It's the best thing happening. Happy birthday, David Feldman. Thank you, Kyle.
Peace.
Peace.